Greetings, Commanders, and welcome back to the Deep Space Carrier series here on Elite Dangerous. Our goal, as usual, is to do as much exobiology as possible in the area and space around our carrier here. Currently on an expedition out to Colonia, out in this direction, but we're kind of taking our time to get there. We do a weekly carrier reposition to do that. Those of you who watch the series on a regular basis might notice that I'm speaking in a very different way. I have the microphone much closer to my mouth, and I'm speaking in a much quieter tone of voice because my wife is sleeping over in the next room. So I'm trying to keep my voice down so I can get my recording done today, get it scheduled for tomorrow.
Please confirm. Restrict speed until clear of our carrier.
If my lowered tone of voice causes you to be unable to hear me sometimes, but I gotta keep my voice down, so sorry. We're gonna go ahead and keep going. Hop into the next system and start looking for things to do. But before we get too far into the video, I'd like to ask you to help us to reach our next major channel milestone of 10,000 subscribers by clicking that subscribe button.
Speed restrictions have been lifted.
Hit the like button, spread the video out to as many people as possible so that they can subscribe as well. And then we also have more than 1,600 videos on the channel. So head over to the channel when you're done watching this video. Check out all the different content that we have over there. It's organized in a playlist, and there's bound to be something for you to watch. So, yeah. More or less what we do is we just hop into a system, do all of the standard scanning stuff, hoping to find whatever exobiology we can find, and I try to find something to talk about as we do all of that. Because we have the fleet carrier now, we're able to take all different kinds of ships with us. So I bought all the various different kinds of ships that I find interesting, and we have those in the fleet carrier, and we're kind of just rotating through them as we go throughout each of the weeks. The fuel scoop on this ship kind of sucks. I'm perfectly honest with you. It takes forever as compared to some of the other things that are the other ships that are available. I'm surprised that for an exploration ship, it takes so long for that it had such a small fuel scoop on it. It's kind of disappointing, and it just makes the fuel scooping process take much longer than it needs to. All right, so we are just going to go through and scan all of these, hoping to find. There's all these single biologies here, which means that it's only going to be. It's almost certainly just going to be some bacteria, so I mostly ignore those, especially on icy bodies. It's just going to be some kind of low quality, low grade bacteria most of the time. It doesn't really make much sense to spend a lot of time trying to go and scan that stuff. Let's go ahead and get these icy. It seems like it's almost all icy bodies. It looks like there's maybe one or two high metal content worlds. If we could find high metal content worlds that have some stratum tectonicus on it, and we can get the first footfall, then we will be able to grab ourselves a cool 90 million credits off of just one of those. So I'm really hoping to find some high metal content biology. If we find a high metal content world that has two biological signatures, that's geological, not what we're looking for. There's still some high metal content bodies left though, so we have a chance. If we can find one that has two biological sources on it, then we're almost, I don't want to say guaranteed, but we're almost guaranteed to find some stratum tectonicus, and if we can get first footfall, we get that cool 90 million credits that I mentioned a minute ago. So yeah, hopefully we're going to find that here. With biology in the system, ooh, okay, that's a high metal content and 3, so we're definitely going to go check that out. Let's finish scanning let's finish scanning all of this here. I mean, these are all high metal content. Okay, this might end up being an amazing system for us. We got one more body. Okay, so we've got two bodies in this system that have 3 biological sources. Now I'm a little concerned by that because I've had a lot of luck with. I'm not sure how much louder than me that is, but let's get ourselves down to about 7. Might have to do that again. The problem with the far away when you're doing the SCO is it can be very difficult to figure out exactly where to drop that, but that's alright, we'll figure it out. So my issue is that if it was a two biological source planet on high metal content, I would be very confident that we would have it. On a 3 biology, there's still a very high chance that it's going to turn out to be a stratum tectonicus, but when you start adding more and more, it starts becoming more likely that you get that other kind of stratum, which is like the green long feces looking ones. So I'm not super confident that we're going to find exactly what I'm looking for here, but if it does turn out to be the Stratum Tectonicus, and especially if we can get first footfall on both of these planets, that's going to be a crap ton of money on our first day. Like we'll have done all of the exploration that I really want to get done in this first day. Obviously, we're going to keep going. We're going to keep doing as much exploration as we can, because why not? But it'll be really awesome if we can get Stratum Tectonicus on this planet, first footfall, go next door to the next planet, Stratum Tectonicus, first footfall, and just like really get this done. So yeah, hopefully the audio coming through my microphone doesn't sound too much like ASMR or anything like that. I know some people like that. I really don't. But like I said, I'm having to keep my voice really low to make sure that I'm not waking her up. Unfortunately, we sleep with a box fan, so she's got the box fan on in there, and that should be drowning out any noise that I'm making, but I'm just trying to be super careful. Alright, so we're here. We do 4 probes. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then, so I'm fairly confident that there will be stratum here. Fairly confident. The question is, what kind of stratum? And will we get the first footfall? Because we're still kind of in that lane heading out to Colonia, so it's well traveled. Okay, so we got some Protecta, we got some stratum. Because the stratum is all over the place, I'm going to go ahead and select the Protecta. And then we'll do that. We'll get into the different view here. Turn off the Super Cruise Assist so I can get around to the other side. Then once I'm confident that we'll be able to easily land on this side of the planet, I'll turn the analysis mode back on so we can get the distribution map or whatever it's called. And we'll start finding a place to land. Now, generally, it's another reason why I'm kind of high confidence is that the Stratum Tectonicus is usually, well, I don't know. I was going to say it's usually all over the planet, but again, that's not necessarily the case. So I don't want to say that. I'm going to start jinxing myself. Last thing I need to do is start jinxing myself. Trying to manage my speed on the way down. On these smaller bodies, it can be a little finicky, so I'm going to land at the edge here, because I'm more interested in the Stratum Tectonicus than anything else. So if it ends up being that, we can find the Protecta and that's fine. But mostly I'm looking for the Stratum. Yeah, let's look for the Stratum. Because that's a big buku paycheck. I mean, even if it's not first footfall, we'll still get a cool 20 million out of it, so it's not that big of it. It's not, I mean, it's still good even if we all did, even if that's all we get. We'll try to grab it though. Okay, so there's a good chance. Oh. I always have to pay attention to that throttle. Sometimes I shoot myself in the foot with that by forgetting to pull it back. Okay, what do we got here? Okay, well, it is Stratum Tectonicus, so that's good. Now the question is, do we have first footfall? Because if we have first footfall here, we almost certainly have first footfall on the other one as well.
Landing gear deployed.
Oh wait, I forget that on this ship you have to land because you get out of the back of the ship. So you always want to put on the Diamondback, you want to try to land with your butt facing whatever it is you're trying to grab. Alright, so we'll grab that. Does not appear that oh, we do. We get first footfall. Oh man, we just made 90 million credits, man. We just made 90 million credits right now. We just made 90 million credits. So, I'm gonna fly in this direction. I think the Protecta was back the other way though, so let's grab this guy. So we'll fly this way, and then we'll fly this way, grab the two more samples that we need of the stratum. Then we'll, on the way back towards the Protecta, we'll go ahead and grab ourselves the. Where's the? Did I overfly it? Or did we land on it? No, we landed on it. And then we'll grab the bacteria on the way back to go grab the Protecta from the other direction. That's my plan right now. We'll see how that we'll see how it works. So we'll continue off in the direction that we're going, which I think is away from the Protecta, but we'll grab the bacteria on the way back anyways, because everything's going to get first football bonus on this, so that's good. Alright, I think this is far enough away, and that looks like bacteria. I don't know if that's another stratum. But that's okay. We land on it again. I always feel like I move further forward than I do, but then I didn't. We always end up landing on top of it. So the question is there bacteria nearby here, or do I need to fly back? I gotta fly back. Alright. So what we'll do is we'll flip around and fly back the other way, and then if we see any bacteria on the way, then cool. So there's a lot of stratum here. I thought I saw some bacteria on the way. And honestly, we should be able to see it from pretty high up if it's the right color. I might have just only seen stratum. But to be perfectly honest with you, if we don't get the bacteria here, I'm not overly worried about it. That might have been one that we just passed. I saw something to my left that looked a little different. Here we go. So yeah, we'll keep flying in that direction. But frankly, if we get over this way and we find the Frutexa and we don't finish off the bacteria, I'm not worried about it. We'll just... I keep feeling like I pass over it, but it seems like the length of the ship is the ship is longer than it feels like. So even though my body's further forward, the back of the ship still doesn't clear it. I keep thinking that because this is a small ship that it's that I'm a lot further forward than I am. Okay, there's more stratum. There's more stratum. I'm looking for the Frutexa though. If I see Frutexa, we'll just switch over to that and leave the bacteria. I'm not overly concerned about making sure we get the bacteria. If we get it, we get it, but I'm not going to lose sleep over it if we don't. Because we still have a whole other planet that we need to get to. So we got to grab these samples and book it. Come on, scan. Okay. So we'll continue to head toward a little mountainy area over there, because that's usually where you're going to find the Frutexa. And hopefully we'll find, within the month, we'll find the last bacteria sample we need right next to the magic Frutexa. Frutexa is usually like a stalky looking plant kind of thing. This is our last bacteria right here. This will finish off our bacteria. We'll boost over towards the mountainy area over here just to see if we can catch a couple of glimpses of some, but honestly at this point I'd much rather just go get the Stratum Tectonicus on the other planet if that's what it ends up being. But the other part of it is that a lot of times, one of the reasons I generally end up avoiding Frutexa is because it tends to be in like hard to land areas. This whole planet seems relatively flat, so I do want to go check it out and hopefully find something.
Landing gear retracted.
So let's head over here towards these mountains, and ideally we'll find what we're looking for. I could keep skimming the ground, but I have a feeling that we're not going to find it until we get more towards the canyony area here. So if we're going to find it, I think it's going to be like over in this area. Okay, so we can start slowing down a little bit now. And if not, that's fine. We'll just leave. I'm not gonna spend too much time trying to find this stuff. It seems like all of this is just more stratum, which is, you know, great for finding that, but not so great for finding the Frutexa that we're looking for. So yeah, let's we'll hop up here. See if the top of this hill has a little bit of Frutexa on it, and if it does that, we'll just leave and head to the next one. I think we've exhausted the possibilities here. It would take us a lot longer to find the Frutexa than it's worth. So let's get the map up. We'll find the other planet that has... Is it this one? Yes. Okay. Okay. And away we go. This one is off in that direction, so we'll get our thing out of here. We'll get our super cruise on. Then we'll super cruise overdrive over there.
3, 2, 1. Engage. Warning. Frameshift drive operating beyond safety limits.
Okay, so for this one we need 100C. It's close enough that the 10% rule sort of works. Okay. We just need to get over there. I generally wait until I get to the 7 seconds so I can go ahead and do that, and then I can head over here, because I find that if I try to do it while I'm in the middle of a full throttle burst, I end up overshooting and then I get screwed over, so it's generally safer to just wait until you're at the 7. That's annoying when it does that, but whatever. Okay, so ideally this is going to have all the same stuff on it as the other planet, which means we'll ideally get First Footfall, and we'll also get Stratum Tectonicus again, and that's another 90 million credits. So that's, we can get both of these to be Stratum Tectonicus with 90 million credits. That's, I mean, each one of those is 3 weeks worth of carrier payments, so that's a whole that's like another 6 weeks worth of carrier payments that we're getting out of this. That's awesome. That's super awesome. I mean, it's entirely, I mean, we might just go straight back to the carrier after this just to sell off that stuff, sell it all off just to make sure we don't have any stupid accidents that cause us to lose it. This one only has 2 probes on, or this one only requires 2 probes, so it's even smaller. So ideally, this, yeah, I mean, seriously, if this ends up having Stratum Tectonicus on it, and we only got into our first jump anyway, I mean, I'm just gonna head back to the carrier and go sell our stuff. Because why not?
Surface scanned by
Bacteria
50%.
protects them. Oh,
Surface scan
it's only,
complete.
okay. So we'll go do this, but to be perfectly honest with you, I'm disappointed. I was really hoping that was going to be another. I was really hoping that was going to be another Stratum. That would have been pretty sweet. But even then, if we can get First Footfall on this and get some Vertexa, some Tussock or whatever, that's going to add seriously to our bank account. Alright, let me slow down here because I'm
Orbital
way
flight
over speed.
engaged.
Okay, I'm trying to get down in the middle of this patch here. Ideally, the Tussock is going to be everywhere, so I mean, it shouldn't be too hard to find. Come on. Wait for the throttle to respond so I can get it set to 0 before I forget. So I have a bad habit of doing that. We'll get all the way down to the surface, and then I assume that I set the throttle to 0, but then I don't, and we slam into the ground. That's not fun. Okay, let's get down here. I think we ended up slamming into the ground on the last planet because it was a bigger one. It was a slightly bigger one, and the gravity was higher than I was expecting. I usually don't pay attention to that very much. Okay, so we got bacteria there, but I would really like to focus on maybe some Tussock or something. Oh, no, that's the Tussock right there. I just passed them. I see it. I could have swore I just saw there's some over here. Let's go up here, right over here. I keep seeing little patches, but the problem is that you basically have to be right on top of them before they show up. The render distance for them is pretty much 0, so... Oh. I'll have to put the landing gear down. That's, it usually helps. Come on.
Landing gear deployed.
So we can grab this, fly forward, grab another one, fly forward, grab another one, and then if we don't see any of the Frutexa, then we'll just leave. I'm not going to waste a bunch of time trying to find one more body or one more sample. All right, cool. Off we go. Turn my night vision on, in case you don't know, because it does highlight edges. We just passed over a patch of it. I see another couple of little stalks. Yeah, here we go. Because it highlights all of the edges of things, which makes unnatural objects like biological, or I don't want to say unnatural, but non-terrain objects like the tussock here that have sharp edges and stuff. It kind of highlights them and makes it easier to find it. So even during the daytime, night vision can be something that really helps you out. I need one more, and I specifically use everything for like the plant-like structures because it makes them easier to distinguish. But the other problem is that the rocks, yeah, it makes the rocks as well, so sometimes it's really hard to find things. Here we go, another field here. So even though we didn't end up getting that extra stratum tectonicus, because we have a little bit of extra time at the end of this episode, I think we are just going to go back and go ahead and sell off our data, because I want to make sure that money gets into my account and not, like, I tend to get kind of careless after a while, and the last thing I want to do is 2 or 3 days from now, I forgot that we have all that money in our just waiting to get in there, and I end up doing something stupid and crowded. So let's take a minute and I mean, we'll grab the last of the bacteria here since it's easy to see. Again, we're probably going to leave the Frutexa because it's probably going to be too hard to find. You gotta do a balance between, you know, wanting to find things versus how long it's going to take you to do it. It becomes not worth the time it takes to find it. If it takes too long. So, just need 2 more bacterial samples. Let's see what we're looking for right here. We get 1 more of these and we'll head back to the carrier. The first time in this series that I've done this. I've done that too. Head back to the carrier early. This is also the first time I've hit a 90 million credit freaking sample right out of the bat, right off the gate, off the bat. However you want to say it. Sources. It doesn't highlight the bacteria, but as you can see, it doesn't highlight it at all, and it ends up being the only thing that's not highlighted. So it does kind of help you find it, even though it doesn't actually get highlighted. It ends up being highlighted by not being highlighted. So yeah, we'll grab this last little bit of sample here. I'm pretty sure that this is the tussock that we've already scanned. Frutexa usually looks more like fungus type of thing. Yeah. All right. So we're not going to waste any more time trying to mess with this stuff. I really like the way that this ship looks. It's just weird and interesting looking. All right. So yeah, we'll set course back to the carrier. We'll land. We'll see how much money we actually made. I'm confident that we just made over 100 million credits. Let's see. Get back onto the here. Back to the carrier. And away we go.
Landing gear retracted.
Alright, get ourselves out of mass lock, ideally. I don't know, I think the jump might be behind the planet. Yeah, I thought so.
Frameshift drive
So we'll have to
charging.
do the old Super Cruise overdrive out of the atmosphere and do our jump.
1. Engage. Warning. Frameshift drive operating beyond safety limits. Frameshift drive charging.
And away we go. So we'll get back, land, run into Vista Genomics, and see how much money we made. Because I'm really hoping we made a lot.
4, 3, 2.
Based off of my personal experience, like it's 90 million credits for the first footfall on that stuff, so we should have made a pretty decent penny. And then tomorrow we can start over again and find another route. Okay. I did want to take a second though and scan some stuff here because there's supposed to be an icy ring here, and that was definitely an icy ring planet. We have some rocky bodies, some asteroid clusters, and a signal source. What is that? Oh, me. Okay. Let's get that scanned.
Warning. Frameshift drive
15
operating
minutes.
beyond safety limits.
I did it too early. I get a little. I always anticipate. That's fine though. I think by the time we're able to reuse it, we'll already be at the 7-second mark, so I'm not going to waste my time. Okay. Now, unfortunately, these smaller ships seem to struggle more with doing the quick drop method, so I usually have to wait until we get down to like 10 light seconds, and then I can do it. I can overspeed it. Try to push it forward a little bit faster. Alright, let's try to do the... Ideally, we're going slow enough that we can do the Super Cruise Assist to speed drop. Sometimes you still have to manually finagle the direction to make sure it doesn't miss. Get within 7.5, and then we can get our docking clearance.
Communications established. Welcome to a carrier, Commander.
So,
Access granted. Please follow standard docking procedure, Commander.
there's a thing there. Get to around 3 kilometers a second, slow down. Or not, get around 3 kilometers and then slow down. Turn the throttle off and then manually thrust her in.
Landing gear deployed.
Then we disembark.
Landing successful. Clamps engaged. Welcome, Commander.
And then we'll run inside, sell off our data, and call it a day. Come on. It's this way. All right.
No gravity. Magnetic contact active.
Alright, so anyways, we're going to go ahead and call that a day. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to click the like button, spread it out to other people. Join the channel as a member if you'd like early access to videos among other perks. You can always, or you can just leave YouTube's version of it with the thanks button. Subscribe to the channel to help us reach that
I trust you have
10,000
biodata you
subscriber
wish to.
mark.
Our scientists are
And,
keen for
yeah,
new
so-
data.
We ended up making, well, we didn't get the first footfall yet. 121 million. Look at that. All right, cool. So again, thank you very much for watching. Be sure
Vista
to come back
thanks
for the
you
next
for your
episode, and I'll see you then. Bye, guys.